Hi, hello, sir. A
Hi.
very good
Please
afternoon to
do
you.
not call me sir. Do not call me that word.
Thank you for having me.
We do just names here. Yeah.
Okay,
How are you, Garima?
I'm very good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm
And thank you
also.
for sending me this beautiful book.
Yeah, I hope you get to read it. Have you started reading it?
Honestly, not yet,
Okay.
but I'll be reading
Yeah.
it. And I would really want to know from you what is there in this book
Yeah.
and an overview and how response you're getting for this.
Yeah, we'll go there later. I want to first get to know you a bit because I don't know anything about you other than that you are a dietitian and a nutritionist. So please tell me a bit about you, your journey, how did you get onto this path, and what's happening.
So basically, I'm
Oh,
Ludhiana based, and I'm a
okay.
clinical
Okay.
dietitian. I do diet plans for people suffering from multiple medical health concerns, who are on chemotherapy, on dialysis, and who have uncontrolled, diabetes. जो ऐसे के issues
Mm.
होते हैं and apart from that helping people losing their weight and improving their relationship with the food and whatever health issues are there, I help those people. And I'm a diabetes educator as well. I
Mm.
have my clinic here in Ludhiana and have around people of around a team of around 10 people helping me with my social media, with the diet plans and everything.
Why do you think
And
why do you think it's become such a big issue now? Why do you think people are eating so unhealthy? People are just so unaware of their food, their choices, and it's become a breeding ground for chronic illnesses today's modern society. Why do you think that is?
uh, see, what I feel is we don't know what real food does to our body. It's that we have so many convenient options for unhealthy food. Like I'll tell you about myself. I decided that I'll go gluten free, and whenever we go out and there are whatever कोई भी packed foods होते हैं everywhere, it's all refined flour,
Yeah,
maida.
yeah.
It's convenient,
With
it's
sugar,
cheaper
with
with
processed sugar.
processed sugar, everything. Now you see, if you take an apple, that organic apple, you keep it in refrigerator, and within 2 to 3 days, it will start getting rotten and it will be spoiled. And if you get a regular apple, that waxed one, it will not be spoiled for around 15 to 20 days. Now, why? How this shelf life is increased? It's because of the preservatives, the chemicals, the wax, and somewhere all of these small things they really harm our body. The more the shelf life of the product, the more preservatives are added, and that is, it does really bad to
But
our health.
how do we
And
break out of this? Because I feel like it's such a vicious system that is there of food in the world where you have to grow so much food for so many people. People have all these requirements of vegetables and fruits, and you have to provide them all the time very quickly. So how do you like grow organic food for the whole populations, and how do you do that?
see, it's like people have to be more aware of what they really want to eat. And if we can't control the production thing, we can control on other things. See, there is no, only food is never the one thing. It's the physical inactivity, it's the stress level, it's high levels of stress that cause a lot of diseases. Food is just one part. So we have to make sure that combination of things are done right, only then we can achieve optimal health.
Mm, nice. And how did you get onto this path?
um it was destiny, I would say. I never wanted to be a dietitian. But I got admitted. I was a non-medical student earlier, and my mother wanted me to take admission in this degree here in university. So I enrolled in the program for BSc Honors Nutrition and Dietetics. And when I was reading about food, about nutrition, and how certain food helps you and it works at a cellular level in the body, and how it plays an important role in preventing diseases, and people like kidney or heart patients, how much like small ingredients like salt or water, how
So
big
you
role
realized
they
instead
play.
of I want to cure diseases, I want to prevent
Yes,
diseases. Yeah.
prevention. And if anyone has disease, the cure. Medical treatment is just one part. The dietary, the holistic
So
approach to
you
manage the
are
disease.
into Ayurveda?
Not exactly, but I do meditations. I'm Art of Living level 1 teacher. Like
But
I'm a
Ayurveda
volunteer.
will give you a lot more knowledge about all this stuff as well, no?
Yes.
The food and herbs. I love Ayurveda. I think Ayurveda has been very beneficial for me as well. Yeah, with my body and illnesses and all this stuff. Yeah, diet is plays a huge role, no? What we eat. Yeah, body shows everything.
There are genetic tests that can be done and they tell us what we should be eating according to our genes.
Oh, really?
So this is
What's this
the
test called? I think I should try this.
yeah, sure, I can guide you for that. It's
Yeah.
basically a whole different field,
Okay.
nutrigenomics. And even I got my test done and I came to know so many things about my body. And it's like just awesome. And I'm eating food according to that. And you know, I'm feeling more active and all those like little symptoms which we
Please,
generally get.
please
Like
share this. Share about this. I'm very curious.
sure, I'll
Yeah.
definitely share it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do this test.
It is very good. It's like actually you know what exactly you need to eat.
Right. Wow. And you change your diet completely based on this test?
Yes, I have actually changed because of some circumstances. I'm not able to do 100% compliance, but I can feel the difference by doing even 50-60%.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's my rule. If you can do something 60-70%, it's good enough.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
what I feel is what most of the people do is they try to do 100% things and they end up
It's not
messing it.
possible, man.
Yeah.
You gotta take it easy
Yeah.
in life. You cannot be so.
So it's better
Yeah.
to do 50-60% and be consistent on it.
Yeah.
That is going
I
to give you better
agree.
result in long run.
I think it's more practical. The chances of this working is much higher than, oh, I'm gonna become 100% perfect from today. I've never
That's
been all
just
my
a myth.
life, but
That's
today
just a
I'm
myth.
gonna do it, and I believe I will be able to do this. Yeah, man, it's funny. Humans are funny. All right, tell me more. What you want to share, discuss about?
I want
I
to know about your book. Like, how did you come on this path, and how many more books you have written, and how much response you're getting? Like, tell me about you now.
yeah. This is my third book, and this came out 1 year ago, around 1 year ago, and I started like being a full-time author 7 years ago, and I started with my first book, which was Dream Beyond Shadows, which was about my own travels. I used to live in New York. I left there, and I went to Amazon's Peru, South America, and I spent some time with the tribes there and all that stuff. And then that's when I decided to come back to India after, and I traveled around Himalayas. So that's where the first book came from. And then, yeah, continued traveling around India, more South India, walking around South India. And that's when the second book came. It was all about India, my travels around India. And then this third book was more like a fiction. I decided to just a story was coming, and I was just writing it, and that's how the third book just happened, like all the other books. And yeah, it's just been a very humbling journey. I'm going through a bit of a transition phase right now. Actually, I'm re-looking at everything that has happened in life and seeing my role in everything, and like how it will what I need to go into as a human in the coming years or coming times in my role in the material form. So that is something I'm going through at the moment as a personal journey. So I'm actually spending less time on social media. I'm just doing lives, and the team is handling everything, and which is great. So yeah, I am writing a new book, but it's gonna take some time. It's a book that touches on deep subjects around death, around traumas, around relationships, around travel, around families, around childhood traumas, around all kinds of things, all kinds of dark things and light things that life is full of. And I'll be bringing light to many subjects through that book. But yeah, it's gonna take me some time to write this new book, and that's fine. Um, yeah, so that's the brief.
That's great. Like, it's very inspiring. And I wish you luck with all of my heart. So, are you on a path of spirituality as well? Like you told me, you're doing some personal interventions. So, are you
Yeah.
doing some meditations and all?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone is on path of spirituality.
That
Like this.
is the ultimate path we have to
Yeah,
be on.
this. I mean, we already are. The notion that I'm spiritual, I'm on a spiritual path. Like, oh, I do this, I'm spiritual. Actually, it's all just an illusion. Like we all have a spirit, we all have a consciousness. So we are somehow guided by it in many ways. The soul is on a seeking journey. The only difference is either we are conscious of it or not. So when
Yes.
we become conscious of it, we become aware of it, we start following the soul, the spirit in a more authentic way. So it's just right now in my phase of life, my soul is demanding from me that I take a bit time off from the world, from the system. I not 100%, but I take time for myself. I see everything that I've been through, I've done. I spend some time with family. I spend some time with friends. I do my creation. I do my work, but I really just focus on taking care of myself. Kind of like a break in some ways, and you need that sometimes. You
Kind
need
of
to like.
sabbatical, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's actually I'm kind of a
On a
bit on a sabbatic.
sabbatical.
I never thought I would feel that way in life ever actually. But it's I've just been going through so many changes in last months and year. I just needed some time off to be able to give space to everything, to integrate everything. And which is what I'm doing now, and I'm very grateful that I'm able to do it. And really like look at all that I've already done and what has all happened, and but also look at it from a place of observer. It was not mine to do. It was just I was in a state of receiving, and the gifts were being shared. So how do we come back to the states of receiving again? Like I'm now just practicing and doing things to just allow myself to receive from universe, from whatever is there out there, and then hopefully the gifts will come and I can share those with people. um, yeah, it's you gotta find that balance of receiving and giving. It's very necessary
I
because
feel there are very few people who realize this thing that we need a break from our regular routine, no matter what we do. No, even I take break for like once in 6 months, maybe, honestly. But I go to Rishikesh to do advanced meditation program, and in that program we just switch off our phones. We are in silence for 4 to 5 days. So I always say that those 4 to 5 days now, they are the best days of my life,
yeah.
because you disconnect with the outer world, and you connect with
Yeah,
the internal thing,
yeah.
and it is the best feeling.
I think I'm going for some months. Four or five
That
days are
that is a
not
bit
gonna be
long,
enough
but
for
it's
me.
perfectly okay.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
I,
know that what your body
yeah.
needs, what your mind needs.
I'm going in that zone of just taking time, like
It's
really
perfectly okay.
time, and just giving the mind, the body, the space to integrate. I've been through so much in last decade. I've done so much. It's so many things have happened from a very young age. Like it's a crazy, crazy story to have lived. If I observe it, I'm like, wow, I was pretty wild, man. Like I've done crazy shit, and I've openly shared them, and I've written about them, and it's yeah, and there's so much I have not shared, and this is also a journey I'm going through right now of really looking at everything and just being able to accept and release and surrender and move forward. Like how do we move forward in life? What is life for? Where are we going? Like what is it that the soul is looking for? And ask those questions again and really go deeper into the exploration of what life is. I think sometimes, what happens is we get into our zones, get into our fields, get into our careers, and even something especially when we love something and we just go so into it, um, we just lose sense of the why, or the sense of the soul's calling, and we are not able to take a step back and be like, and get that perspective, like it's not us who's doing all of this, you know. Like we need to go through that process of seeing the ego, breaking the ego, and arriving again in spaces where you're connected to your soul, and you start acting from that place. So it's a proper destruction process, no? It's very painful, actually.
I just want to know, have you read or read Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, I have actually. I
Yeah,
have. Yeah.
because if you're on this path, that is one thing that's important, because it gives you the real picture. And
Yeah.
I
Well, you know,
haven't been.
it's funny. It's funny because, like, I, as a kid, not kid, but like a teenager, I used to love reading. So I was not so spiritually inclined at the time in many ways, but I used to read everything. You know, I read like Shakespeare's, I read Gitas, I read Upanishads, and all this stuff. So on an intellectual level, you know, my search for these things began very early in life. But then life happened, you know, and things happened, and I moved and I traveled, and things changed, and then I started experiencing these things on a life level. And experience is something else. Experience is what gives you wisdom, what provides you evolution, what provides you the opportunity to change and adapt and see the real truths of life in yourself. So this is something I feel people need to go through a lot, and especially in today's time, because people are just too much in the system, man. They're too stuck in their conditionings. They're too like, they're completely controlled by the ego, you know. They're not able to flow, they're not able to trust in life, they're not able to like see the beauty in life, you know, and in the present moment, and really trust like the process of life. And that's hard to do, I guess, in today's world. And I think that's something really important to be doing it. So like when I'm sharing about these things with people, like me taking a sabbatical and all this stuff, like it's been quite beautiful, because it gives people like the breathing space, like, oh wow, actually we can all do this, you know, it's possible. It's not a bad thing. Like we should not feel guilty for taking a break for ourselves. So there's a lot of like programmings that are associated with my actions that I see in other humans, you know, how they react and act based on my choices, because my choices are driven so much by love and you know, soul's journey. And I think that's where we need to go. Like as humans, we need to really connect with that soul and ask the soul what's the journey it's seeking and where does it want to go, and we need to listen to that and follow that. So I think the books were also a byproduct of this feeling, you know. And yeah.
um Here I would like to add, you can only write when you have a calm mind. You can't write when there's so much clutter and so many things
Yeah,
happening here in your mind.
that's
You
very
can't
true.
write anything.
That's very
It's like
true.
even writing a small paragraph, you
Yeah.
can't write. You can only write when you are clear all here, and
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
that clarity.
That's very true. Actually, it's funny you say that, because for me, my writing journey began as not as a like thought of I'm gonna become a writer. It just became as a thought of like a byproduct of clarity, of realizations. And I was going through moments, and you know, I was just sitting with this and I was writing because it was giving me so much clarity about myself, about life, and all these things. So at the moment, I'm going through a phase of destruction, in the sense where all these noises, voices, ideas are being destroyed to be bringing me closer to the soul and that clarity. So the writing will come, you know, maybe not, something else will come, but I think the key is to really, like, that clarity is necessary, and it can take time sometimes to find that clarity, but it's okay, you know, because like this whole idea of time, like we're running out of time, or you know, life is this and this is it and blah 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 blah, it's a fucking illusion, man. We can be victims of time, we can be chained by time. We have to become more timeless. We have to create our own understanding and relationship with time, and work according to that, because everybody's journey is different, and you can't be living everybody else's journey. You have to live your journey, you know, and your journey is yours to be. So you have to connect with your voice and live through that expression. So I think, you know, it's really, it's just about internal to external world, you know. if your internal world is, you're working on it, it's getting good, more clear, more focused, more aligned, like external will seem that way because your mind will perceive it that way. Like your mind creates your reality. If your mind is not in a good
Totally
space,
agree with you on
if your
this.
mind is not in a good space, doesn't matter, you're in a villa, you're in anywhere, like with all the money, like you're gonna be suffering. So you have to, like, Osho said this, or some, I don't know, some big guru said this, like, I think Osho did, like, the servant has become the master, and the master is just a servant. So we have allowed this thing to become our master, and actually we're serving the master. We're not free. So we until we can really see, like, the free ourselves from the mind, we can't really create our own reality. So yeah, I mean, maybe it sounds deep for people, but like it's just how it is. You have to break those conditionings, man. You have to break things. Things have to be destroyed internally, because
Yes.
like the soul is so inside. There's just so many things around it. There's so many blockages. There's so many, like, things that are there for thousands of years, not just yours, your ancestors. Like, you were talking about cellular level, like chronic illnesses coming from ancestors. Like, what is all of this? This is all karma. This is all, like, shit collected over thousands of years. So when you're journeying into your soul, you're gonna face it all. Illnesses will come up, like all these things. That's why we need tools. We need tools of understanding, of awareness, of diet, of nutrition, of yoga, meditation, all this, to cleanse those karmas, like, that are coming up. So yeah, it's amazing that you're doing this work. I think more and more people need awareness around this as well, because it's just necessary.
Totally agree with you on this. Like, we know that if you're into Ayurveda, that food is of tamasic and sattvic food. Whatever we eat impacts here.
I eat very tamasic food, by the way.
So you are into Ayurveda and you yourself are eating tamasic food.
Yeah, because this is where my story with Ayurveda is, because I realized my body type, whatever it is, it needs meat. I tried being vegetarian for 3-4 years. It's not good for me. I
You should
start getting weaker.
definitely get a gene test done
Yeah,
and
I have that
get
gene
yourself
of some.
assessed.
I have a gene of caveman. Look at me. I'm a caveman. I have a gene of caveman who needs meat. My body does not, my mind does not function properly if I don't eat meat. Like my bones, my organs. It's really crazy. I tried 3-4 years vegetarian, and then I consulted doctors. I even consulted Ayurvedic doctors, and they're like, actually, you should eat meat. You need to eat
No,
meat. Your
then you
doshas.
should get a gene test done and you need to find out what kind of proteins are best for your genes and you should be consuming them.
So
It
you're
can be
trying to
genetically
convert me into vegan.
not vegan, but you can be
Vegetarian.
vegetarian. Yeah.
Vegetarian, yeah. No, but
Like
I'm
vegan
trying.
is
I'm
a little
trying.
difficult.
I'm
You can
trying to
have
balance it.
eggs, but not meat. Try to be
I'm trying to
vegetarian
balance it.
first.
But like, my soul loves it, man. I'm living in so much soul these days that. But I will tell you, I eat, like, from farms. There are free range, no antibiotics. Like, as conscious, ethical as possible it can be, and yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. I will try. Yeah.
You have to try it because if you are on this path, you will have to leave non-veg.
No, this is, I don't agree with this. ऐसा नहीं है. I was the way I see life, man. Because I've lived a lot in jungles. So this is the thing I have with city people, is like, they all and I understand where they come from. But when you live in jungles a lot, you've lived a lot in jungles, you realize, like, you need to eat meat sometimes because you don't have food available. You need to hunt animals. So I've lived that wild life to understand, like, that the nature cycle of nature. Like, now we are very disconnected from like, nature. Like, you have to see the cycles as well. There is spiritual, like, essence around it. So I mean, I like to see things from a very holistic perspective, and from a broader view. Like, uh, I don't like to take a stance like, oh, I'm just this or I'm just that. Maybe I will not eat. You know, it's all like, it all depends. You know, this is why I say, like, I'm on the path of constant exploration. I don't know who I will be 1 year from now. Like, I don't know what I'll be saying. I don't know what my words will be, but my experiences will be towards going towards my soul, and whatever that will require for me to connect with that soul more and more. And I think that's where we get a bit like confused and lost, in the sense like we try to cling to an idea or an illusion of what we are creating of the ego in the future, as the ego will look like this, have this, which is fine. We can operate like that. That's a very high level of consciousness as well, manifestations, you know. But then there's another level of consciousness where you are just so free in your present that you're not concerned with what the ego will be in the future to feel secure and validated by anybody else. You're just free inside. So you're on this constant exploration of soul, of the journey of the soul through this body, you know, where you don't know how your life will be, what you will be. You can be anything. You're like river. You're just going in the flow of river, and you're aware that many stones will come, many rocks will come, many obstacles will come, but the river will keep on going. You know, you're just flowing. You're flowing till you meet the ocean, and then from the ocean there will be, I don't know, some another continuation. You know, life is just flowing. But we are not flowing, Garima. Humans are not flowing.
We have to put ourselves in that, state of accepting things and doing
Yeah.
some meditations, and usi se we get all these
Humans,
things.
humans are stuck in the frequency of control, fear, shame,
Ego,
guilt,
jealousy.
ego, and it all comes from ego. You know, everything comes from ego. What do you think jealousy comes from? Where do you think separation comes from? Where do you think comparisons come from? Me, you, like all of this is what this system is, and it's a very complex system. It's a programming. We're like
I agree.
programs, you know? It's like our brain is a program. Like the Matrix, you know the movie Matrix?
I have not seen it.
Oh my god, Garima, you have to see the Matrix. All of them. See all of them.
Sure. Where do I get to see it? On
I think
Hotstar,
they're on
Amazon,
Amazon
Netflix,
Prime. Yeah, there are four of them. Three of them are the
Matrix?
old one. Matrix, yeah.
Okay.
Three of them are the old ones that came out in the 2000s. They're like the classic movies where they showed like how AI has taken over, and you know, we're plugged and like completely programmed, but like we're not aware of it. Like basically how we are now, you know, we're just not aware that like we are part of something much bigger. You know, we're all connected. There's like an energy source. There's like energy, you know, like and when we connect with that, we realize how insignificant we are as a material body. You know, like we will go soon. The body will go soon. It will go into ashes soon. It will just be burned. All of us the same way. Doesn't matter who we are, what we have. We're all gonna go with nothing. So just not being able to live with that is us denying the possibility of us living in a way where we truly can experience life as who we are. And when we can do that is when life is beautiful, man.
After a very long time, I'm getting from someone. I know these things, but I feel you have to
Yeah.
listen to it again and
तो
again, again and
I
again.
feel like satsang vibes हो रही है, तो satsang हो रहा है. We're doing a satsang. Reflections of
हम न्यूट्रिशन से डाइवर्ट हो गए
yeah,
नेक्स्ट लेवल पे चला गए हैं.
satsang चल रहा है. Yeah, yeah. Very lovely speaking to you, and
Yeah, sure. Even I love the talk and the topic, because I feel very few people can connect at this level and they can talk about it. Otherwise, the people are like, they don't believe in all these things. A lot of people.
yeah. You know what's the funny thing about belief system? It's a belief in itself. The whole system is flawed. All our belief systems, all our beliefs are just in creation of our mind. And we dedicate our whole lives with full loyalty to those belief systems. And they just are controlling us. They're not who we are. Like a soul, like on a consciousness level, we don't have a belief system. We don't have a religion. We don't have a caste. We don't have a nationality. We don't have an identity. We're just an energy. It's a like a energy that has no like fixed nature and has no fixed goal, has no uh, association with just one thing. It's everything, and we're just so disconnected from that. We're just so disconnected from that. So um, we don't even realize these conversations that we're having. This is how nature is working all the time. This is how we're like how nature is working as we are, but we're just not aware of it. And if you go spend some time in nature, you'll just see like this is what's happening. It's just breathing, and destruction is happening and creation is happening. Cells are growing, cells are dying, cells are growing, cells are dying. Energy is creating and just moving. So the sooner we realize, life just becomes easier to go by, to be honest, because we become less and less detached, less and less worried about things that just don't matter. And I can tell you 99.9% of the things don't matter. It's just our mind makes it real too much for us to believe through our beliefs that this is what we need to sit by or this is what we need to fight against. Division is the antithesis of uh, unification, of consciousness expansion, of collective vibration. And till the day humans can start acting like as nature does, in complete harmony with one another, working as an ecosystem on its own, in a flow, without interference, without people trying to control these governments, politicians, corporates, like trying to put us in these boxes and cages and telling us what we need to listen, what we need to consume, what we need to believe in, like all these religions, man. They're just putting people in like these boxes, trying to control them. We're beyond all of them. Until the time we realize this and start living by this, we will never truly experience life. My wife and I have a joke, when she tries to say something about me that's like, let's say I forget something, and she's like, something's wrong with your mind. And I said to her today, yeah, so it's many things wrong with your mind. It's like one crazy person telling the other person, you're crazy. It's like, we're both crazy. Let's just admit that and live with that and be happy. It's like, man, we're all fucking crazy. It's just, have you accepted it and embraced it and enjoyed it and created from it? It's just that journey, that shift. Once you embrace your madness, once you embrace your Shakti, once you embrace your fire, and you just go out there and you release and you create and you share and you're channeling, that's all there is. Like, you are energy. We're Shaktis. We're just pure Shaktis, and we just need to create. Especially women, man. Women. I'm very like, you haven't read my books, but for me, like spiritual evolution, of course, men too, but women have to really come up in the sense like without losing their femininity and embracing the masculinity and embracing the divine feminine, like the goddesses, the Kali, the Durga, the mothers, the true goddesses, the archetypes of true goddesses, and really come in their power and be the mother, be the creator, be the spreader, be everything. Women are very powerful, and in India we know that subconsciously, because in our culture we pray to goddesses and all this stuff, but we're very suppressed. We've suppressed the women a lot. We've suppressed sexuality a lot. We've separated men and women. It's not healthy. They need to come together. They need to be able to love each other. Enjoy the beauty of a man and a woman. And women have to, I think, like do this collective movement of breaking out of these archetypes of these Indian, women like that were created by this old methods and ideas. Like this is what an Indian woman is. This is what they need to be. No, man. You gotta break out of it. You gotta be like out there, which is what you're doing. So I'm very happy to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Continue with the Shakti. But I would recommend for you to go deeper in the spiritual path. Like Go, visit some ashrams, nice ones, not the religious ones where you're like just like, ah, this.
Yeah, I go to
No, no.
Art of Living.
Yeah, but I would recommend more deeper stuff. Art of living is nice, but you gotta go more deeper practices, to help you connect more. It will be really good for you.
Yeah, sure. I will
Yeah.
definitely do that. Thank you so much for your
Cool.
guidance.
It's not a guidance; it's just a suggestion.
I'll definitely read this book and I'll share my reviews with it. I'll start it today
Yeah.
itself, like slowly maybe. And one more thing I'm going to do, I'm going to watch the movies you've told me, Matrix.
All four of them. All four of them. Take care.
So I really wish you best for your future books and these as well. Wishing you a lot of good luck. And it was a very good and insightful session with you today.
Same. A lot of love and blessings for
Thank
you. And take care.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.